8. And there it is. Okay. So first of all, everybody that's joined, give yourself a pat on the back. One, you made the step, you responded to the text, joined the group, and you're here. You showed up tonight. So kudos. We're super proud of you. Basically, what this is, it's super simple. Something that I realized the other day, I don't know if y'all saw in Maria's Team Thrive Nation. So we have talked about birthday messages and how to send birthday messages and all of that for, I don't know how long, like a few years. And we talked about different birthday messages. We talked about doing the sample, hey, send a sample for a birthday, different things, but those have always been done pretty much in like Zooms or trainings or whatever. So she made a post last week that she just screenshotted the message that she sends on, hey, I like to celebrate my friends' birthdays by sending a 3-day mini or 3-day sample. Would you be interested? Right? Like that was it. But she sent the picture of it and the text thread. And a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, that's genius. And so it got me thinking, I'm like, okay, we've all heard, we all know, and this is why your people need to hear about Thrive from you in multiple ways as well, is because we don't hear everything on the Zooms. We don't all get on all the Zooms, right? So my thought was, what if you all could get a text every day, one text every day from a leader working this business, something that they're doing. Like example, Maria's birthday message. Hey, here's what I send to my birthday people. That's it. That's the text. So it's literally a simple text that you're going to get every day from a different leader. So it could be different things, right? Like, hey, this is how I set up my week. Hey, this is how I pick my social media post. Hey, here's what I do in my stories. Hey, I just decided to talk to my friends about stretching today. I mean, whatever. It's just different ideas from different leaders. So I love it. I love it. Y'all are blowing the chat up. Okay. So you like the idea. Okay, great. So it's not super time consuming. It is not, it's not the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because here's the deal. You should still be doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every day. But these tips daily from different leaders are just going to give you a little insight, a little more ideas like, oh, I didn't see that idea before. Oh, that's a great thing. Just different things that you may not be doing, or you may have forgotten about. And that text is going to be that reminder of, oh yeah, I didn't send a birthday message this week, whatever. So Natasha, Courtney, I immediately, okay, so I have a lot of ideas, a lot. And my challenge is dogs. My challenge is implementation, because we have a very large team. And so trying to implement my ideas only goes so far. So I pulled in Natasha and Courtney. So Natasha, Courtney, is there anything, because this is really simple. Natasha, go ahead and talk about why they're on here for what you do at 8:00.
Okay. Yeah. So I love this. Amber, like a lot of leaders call on me when they have this brand idea and they're like, how do I get this going? I'm like, all right, here's what we do. If you've had any trainings from me, that's really how I function. I function on like just getting things done, knowing the different things that need to get checked off and all that. But I was super excited about this because let's all be honest and tell me in the chat, a lot of times when you're on a training, you're not implementing it because it's an hour training and you're like, that was so good, but it was so good that you didn't actually take even one piece of it. So we wanted to shorten this and give you one piece. So if you're not doing all the things, at least you're doing some of the things, one of the things, right? And we all know action leads to results. And so as long as you're taking a simple action each day, you're moving forward into reaching your goals. And so these are just ideas, because A lot of people will say to everyone, really, I wish I could be a fly on the wall in your office and see what you do all day. Well, this is what we're giving you, is just a small little snippet of what we do on a Monday. So you're going to get a Monday post tomorrow. Amber is going to be sharing with you what she does on Monday, what checklist she goes through. So then you're like, oh, that's a perfect day for me to do that same thing. Instead of having to figure it out yourself, she's going to show you what she does. I'm going to do a month end checklist on Thursday, because every month end I go through a certain checklist to make sure I've covered all my bases. You're going to see different things on Tuesdays, different things on Wednesdays from all different leaders. So there's no right or wrong. It's just giving you guys these simple things that can show you like, oh, wow, right? Like Maria's birthday message. I send birthday messages, but I love changing up the verbiage. Like her verbiage was awesome. I started to get results again in my birthday messages. Oh, wow. Might want to change some things up every now and then, right? So that was the biggest thing. But leading after this at 8:00, every Sunday, I do a social media batch session. What does that mean? It just simply means we come together as a team, those that can hop on, and we go through a week of social media. You're not going to have all the details of your social media, but you're going to have a plan. So guess what? On Wednesday, when your day is super slammed and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't got time for social media, you can literally look at this and go at Wednesday and boom, you got 3 ideas. You can just throw it together in 2 minutes versus it taking you 20 minutes to think about it, create it, and post it. So we go through this every Sunday night. And I got this idea from Leanne Monahan, who does it with her team. I thought it was brilliant. And so every Sunday night, 8:00 Eastern, we jump on the Zoom and we do that. And I told Amber about it. She's like, oh my gosh, that's perfect to start everybody's week, having a plan for their social media. So then that's off your plate. Literally, you just have to do it. Like it's already planned. You just now have to do it. So we're going to do that after we're done with this intro.
Awesome. Courtney, any words of wisdom?
Well, I just think, Natasha, Amber, you summed it up. It's just think of it as just being fun, having accountability for you. And even if you're like, okay, I do this, like we said, maybe it's something different that you haven't done before. But I think us coming together as a community and just kind of like maybe find an inside partner in here, maybe like another accountability partner, just saying, hey, let's message back and forth. What was your outcome? Because, there was times that we would get together just as a group. It'd be, 7 of us or it'd be 20 of us, and we would like work. Like we would have like in a sense, right? We're like, all right, I'm going to message 10 people about this. And they're like, all right, hey, how'd you do? And I don't care, like that is excitement, so we're not really together. But through this, we can kind of talk. And I just think that'll be fun. And things that we haven't done that we might've done that totally worked. There's so many times I'll see they're doing something and I was like, I did that too, and it worked. And why am I not doing that now? Because I think what happens is we start to learn that we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. So you're trying all the things, and sometimes you never go back to what worked, or you're just tapping into too much. So that's why, like Amber's like, hey, let's come with a text message, simple in the morning. And then you'll start to even feel engaged. Because we're all doing the things, you know what I mean? And I asked somebody about the birthday messages. She had a video and it was super cute. I remember she sent it to me a year ago and I said, do you still send out those videos? She said, no, I just stopped. I don't know why, you know what I mean? They were working. And so when you were seeing these messages come through, just do it and do it in a different way, or just have fun with it. But I just think it's a nice way to connect and have accountability. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yes, absolutely. And here's a quick little reminder when, like I said, these are just daily tips into the life of people working the business, right? And so you may get some texts that you're like, yeah, I've already heard that. Yeah, I do that. Like you're going to get some that you're like, oh my gosh. And you're going to get some that you're like, oh, I already do that. Great. That's awesome. like this is not just to have redundancy, but there are people that didn't always clue in on some of those, right? Something else, couple of things to be talked about really fast. One, make sure that you ask your team, your promoters, if they knew about this, if they're signed up for the daily tips from the top, because I put in leader updates. I pushed it out to all my leaders. I know they pushed out to theirs, but we can't get to all the people, all the fish and all the sea. So if you could please just, even if you're like, they're not working the business, right? Send a text. Hey, did you see about Amber's tips for the top? Did you sign up for those texts? Is the daily text message. And you've got people that want to get back into this business. They just don't know how to ask you to get back into this business. So if you send the invite personally, not just a chat or a group message, but a personal invitation, there is something about the personal invitation. Somebody's asking, do the text messages cost extra? Okay. I do not know as far as Canada. I was told by Canadians that if you respond, some of them, it was a certain price depending on their server or provider or whatever. I don't know if you get charged for incoming messages. If you get charged for incoming messages, then yes, you're going to get charged. I don't have any way to not do that. You can message me on Facebook if that is the case for you. And let's see if we can Natasha and I can brainstorm. Yes, if you're trying to click the link to Team Thrive Stars, it is a private group. So the only way, and Natasha, you can help me later if I can change that to where it's clickable and private. But when I very first started that group, that was not an option. And so you have to have a Facebook friend add you. So yes.
I'll fix it here in 2 seconds. Keep talking.
Okay. You're awesome. All right. So, and then the other thing is, if you have not bought your ticket to Thrive Palooza, y'all, I'm telling you, you need to get to Thrive Palooza. Like, I am beyond excited, and I only know a smidgen. So I'm telling you, if I am this excited, only know a smidgen, that you have to get to Thrive Palooza. Like, it's just, that's it. You just have to go. You have to go. I can't wait to see you. I want to hug you all. Like, just come on. Okay. If you don't want to hug, that's okay. I'm going to be a little hurt, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So Thrive Palooza, sign up for the text, all the things. We are going to start this tomorrow morning, but it actually starts right here tonight with Natasha, with her social media planning. Natasha, did you have anything to say with the Thrive Stars thing?
I'm trying to get over to your settings, and it's like being slow to get there. You can change it in your settings. If you go to the group, Amber, and then click on settings, you can make it a private but visible. Okay.
It wouldn't let me before, but that was a while back. So I will do that later after this.
Cool. All right. So we're going to jump into social media batch plan. That's what I call it, because it's social media. We're batching and we're planning. Like, that's what it is. So that's what I named it. So how can new promoters join the text? Cover that, Amber, real quick. Well, let's send out a new thing later. Okay, we had a little hiccup, right? This is beta, right? We are beta testing this. So we beta tested, and we had a they're getting multiple texts. Okay.
Yeah. So if you got the text multiple times of please respond with your name and promoter number, you were not supposed to get that multiple times. You were supposed to get that once. So of course it's Sunday. I did send in a health ticket. We will see how that turns out and works out. So for the moment, I've kind of shut some things off. But Kamaria, just remind me tomorrow. We will have some updates going out for people to still join. Right now, they can still click that link. They can still click join. I would just manually respond to them in the moment.
Yeah. We had to shut some things off, beta testing. That's what we're doing here.
I called Natasha almost in tears.
And I said, laugh out loud. like, everything's fine. We'll fix it. It's all good. All right. So like I said, every Sunday I do this. Your team might be doing this already, which is, if so, awesome. If you've never done this before, join in and just kind of follow along. These typically take about 30 minutes with my team. We go through it. Now, one thing I will put out, and I'll say multiple times, is what I put on my screen is not necessarily what you might want to do. I'm just going to run through an example that gives you ideas. Now, if this example is exactly what you want to do, then do it. But you can get all the gist of what we're doing in this thing. I have somebody dropping off a bag real quick. So hold, please. We have 5 boys staying the night. 1 second. Amber, you can chat a moment.
Okay, sorry, I was responding in the chat thing here. Okay, so I am myself jumping on here to learn about the social media batching, because when we heard about it from Leanne Monahan, remember I said, I'm all about, oh, I've got the great ideas and I want to do the things, but I kind of slow at the implementation. So I said, we want to get this started, but Natasha started it and has been doing it. And I'm ready. I'm ready with my notes, because I'm one of those that I do the things in the moment. I need a better plan.
All right. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, I can see it, and I like that. Can you send us that?
I did. I put it in Thrive Stars. I put it in Going Beyond, and I put it in my team page. So you all have it. I made it a JPEG so you guys can do it. If you guys need the PDF, just let me know. I can throw the PDF in the files. But this is what I created, because on a Lunch and Grow, I learned this from Leanne Monahan, which was perfect. But the way she went through it, she was doing it on a piece of paper. And I'm like, I can't do that. I still wouldn't do it. I needed like a form like this. I needed like boxes. I needed to be able to see it in the way my head works. So one thing that I'll say about social media is if social media is working for you, keep going through your strategy. If it's not, then maybe we need to make some adjustments. Now, through the time of me being on, in network marketing and using social media, I've thrown stuff up on social media because I was like, oh, I need to throw something up. And that didn't really always work very well for me. Really, it didn't at all. But creating a story from the start of the week to the end of the week, talking to the same person and really relaying my message I wanted to share throughout the entire week has really worked very, very well for me. So when Leanne did this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly how I do it. I just wasn't this planned out. So I was like, this is perfect. So what we do, like what I do first, is I always put the date right here on the top, just because, heck, why not? If I'm doing this every single week, I keep all of them and I might as well use old ones again. It's like perfect, right? Okay, I'll be able to get the PDF in the groups after this. But I did put the JPEG in there, or PNG. I don't know what they call that. But and so after I put the date, I always think, who am I talking to this week? Because if you're randomly throwing up products for customers and then an opportunity the next day, it's pretty confusing to a person who's following you. Think about the person on the outside watching your social media. And many people have done trainings, way better trainings than I ever could do, about social media, the stories and following a story and all of that. I'm not that good. I just show up consistently and I create this type of a plan that works pretty well. So I think about, who am I talking to this week? Last week that I talked about opportunity, I was talking to a person that was struggling, who was working but had kids and they just wanted more in life. They wanted a little bit extra income. So think about right now, who is the person you want to talk to today? Like, get specific. It's a mom or a single mom, or it's a working mom, or it's a CEO that's sick and tired of, their boss or whatever, who are you talking to? I would love to have you drop that into the chat too, because we're here to help each other. And some people on here might be going, well, gosh, I don't know who I'm talking to. But if you type who you're talking to in the chat, they may be like, that's exactly who I want to talk to. So help everyone, help everyone. So drop in the chat once you figure out, like, who do you want to talk to? That, like, to me, teachers, perfect. Like teachers, absolutely. So to me, I'm always talking usually to moms who are exhausted, who are like, this rat race needs to end. I want to be home with my kids more, but I want to make an income that can impact. So I think about that. I love this. Thank you guys so much for dropping these in. Those struggling with gas prices. That's a great one right now, right? It's absolutely great. Love it. Sobriety. Oh my gosh, great. Nurses, absolutely. Older moms who feel stale. Yes. You guys, these are perfect. So now ask yourself, if this is who you want to talk to, are you talking to them in your social media? Are you attracting them, leaning them into who you are and what you do? Most would say no, right? Some of you will say yes, but most of you will say, well, sometimes I talk to that person, sometimes. But if we could talk to them every single day with our posts, with our stories, and be inspiring, give them value and interact with them, how much more likely are they going to say yes when you put an offer out? They're going to say yes a lot faster because they're like, man, she gets me. Oh my gosh, what she has is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, how did she know I needed that? Right? It's the biggest compliment when you post something. I was like, I needed that. Oh my gosh, yes, this is 100% needed this today. You're talking to your right person at that point. And it doesn't always have to be product, opportunity. So we're going to go through this and I'm going to kind of just give you examples. So thinking of your theme. So I'm going to talk to a customer versus a promoter. So I'm thinking a new customer versus a new opportunity, a new promoter. So next, decide, are you talking about opportunity or are you talking about customer? So I'm going to just put up here just to remind myself, I'm talking to a customer. My theme is going to be about, so when you look over here at theme on this, it just means kind of what kind of theme are you looking at as far as like your inspiration and things like that. And you'll understand this whole thing once I get rolling on this. But I pick themes because what inspires me the most of the time are stories, number one, and quotes, number two. So I'm going to stop screen share real quick and I'm going to show you my phone because this is a app that I absolutely love because it gives me my own inspiration here. So down on the bottom, not all the way to the bottom, but you see the black quotation, that's motivation. This app here gives me quotes. It's amazing. So when I think of theme, I also think of a category. It's the same word in my mind, but I think like, who am I talking to? I'm talking to the mom who wants more in life, who's exhausted. So what kind of theme might I go with is maybe enjoying the moment. Maybe it's encouraging words, right? Maybe if I was doing opportunity, I'd choose hustling as my theme, positive thinking, setting goals, right? Different things like this. But when I go into here, I can find different quotes off of like here. If you were talking this is perfect. I'm just going to talk about this because I think this will be perfect. I'm talking to moms who are exhausted. They don't get good sleep. They're restless. And I want to promote our products, rest, sleep gummies, and obviously our 1, 2, 3, because it helps me sleep the best. So maybe my theme is just sleep, rest. So when I click on sleep, this app gives me quotes all about sleep because I chose sleep. So now I can inspire and relate to people that I want to talk to this week because my theme is sleep. Does that make sense? Does that help? Is that helpful? If my theme would be new week, because it's Monday, right here is a bunch of Monday quotes that I could use. And I literally just have to do the arrow, add to my story, done. I love this app because it's that fast. And it can keep within my theme. Okay, I'm looking here. It's called Motivation on an Apple. Okay, perfect. I'm going to stop share. I'm going to go back over here to my other share. Okay. Now there's a free version. I think it just gives you a couple, like, I don't know, ads here and there. And then there's a paid version. So, I mean, either will work. So here, I'm just going to go with a customer. I'm thinking about sleep. And if you want to choose a color, I don't worry so much about color, but sometimes people like to stay within a color because most of the time they waste figuring out a picture is what background to use. So if that's you, pick a color. If it is not you, like, you don't worry about color, you don't worry about it all looking the same, because it really doesn't matter with the algorithm if it does look the same. Don't worry about the color. Usually for me, all of my quotes are always with a black background, so I just roll with that. Okay, so now that we're through that, you know who you're talking to, you know you're talking about customer opportunity. You've chosen that. You've chosen your theme. Now, when you look at this chart, we have 4 columns: to inspire, to inform, to interact, and stories. Okay, so inspire. What are some ideas that you could use for your person, your theme, who you're talking to, that will inspire? So for me, like I said, inspire, that usually is a quote or a story. So I can literally go through here Monday through Sunday and decide, am I going to do on Monday, I usually always start out with a quote. So I'm just going to poke in there a quote. I don't have to have it written out. I just have to look at this, go, oh, I got to go find a quote about sleep. Okay, cool. I'll go do that real quick and post it or put it in my stories. Tuesday, I love doing stories. So I'm going to do a transformation. Why? Because I'm talking about sleep, and I can find that story on the fan page super fast by going to the fan page on my desktop and hitting the little magnifying glass and searching sleep or rest. And all the stories that have sleep or rest in them are going to pop up for me to read and decide which one is the best for me to share. Now, I may share that on my post. I may share that in my stories. That's up to you where you post it. It's up to you. It's just giving you some ideas. So Wednesday, I might do a, sorry, put a little W in there. I wasn't even sure what I was writing yet because I was saying Wednesday. So Wednesday, I might do another quote. So this is just about the inspire. Now, some people like to go down the column or across. You can do either or. So let's go over here to Monday information. When I think about information, you want to look at, okay, I'm talking to a customer, I'm talking about sleep. What is some information I might want to share? Starting out on Mondays, right? Monday blues. Let's immediately for the interaction could be a story, right? Up in your stories saying, do you have the Monday blues or something like that? Monday exhaustion. Yes, no. So this just gives me ideas of what I'm doing, right? So my interaction may be in my stories to get those direct leads that are like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I hate Mondays. But in the information, this might be where I'm going to talk about our newest product, or I'm going to share my newest, the newest product results that a customer of mine just had. Value, right? Giving value, why somebody would want what you're about to share. So value, value, value. So I'll put value there. So in this information, I might do a sleep gummy testimonial. Maybe I do a video on it. You can choose, right? This just gives you ideas. Sleep gummy testimonial. I might ask people on my team, hey, who's having great results with sleep, with the sleep gummies? Oh my gosh. And I might just screenshot their responses, put it together on a post. Like, that's as easy as that. Your kids are pretending to sleep at the dinner table. That's funny. Okay. So then there's that. Now on the fourth column here, stories. You can put ideas of what stories you want there. I usually just go through my day, kind of like what's happening in my day. I kind of still have a theme, but it's kind of the look into your life, in my opinion. And so I don't want to be so planned out on my stories. I just want to know that I'm staying consistent with my life and I'm talking to a customer and sleep. So when I take my sleep gummies Monday night, I'm going to take a picture and throw it in there. Maybe I'm going to do a drawing. Maybe I'm going to do something like that, right? So for me, I just like this to check off that I was active in my stories personally. Now, if you want to do more detail on that, absolutely go ahead. You absolutely can. You can use this chart however you want. Okay. Now, when I go to Tuesday and I want to do transformation sleep story, right? I'm right there to inspire because stories always inspire me. Information might be why we need sleep. How many hours, right? Hours, question mark. And I'll find something on Google that I can provide value of just informing people why we need sleep, because I'm staying within my customer sleep theme. Interaction might be how many hours do you sleep? And then when I get to Wednesday, it's going to be a quote to inspire. Information might be, blue lights, right? Your phones, your computers, the TV affect sleep. So I might do something like that where I'm like just diving in. Did you know that having screen time right before you go to sleep, whatever, you lose X amount of hours of restful sleep? I don't know what it is because I haven't looked it up yet, right? But you get the point. Interaction is going to be, do you look at your phone before bed? You can do way more interaction than this in your stories, but this just gets you kind of started. Why am I asking these questions for interaction? So I can start conversations. As you can see, we're staying with a theme. By the end of the week, people who get horrible sleep are probably going to be like, I need whatever you've posted about this week. Like, seriously, I need it. But if I only talked about sleep gummies one time an entire week, do you think I'm going to get people like jumping at at my inbox saying, I need sleep gummies? So I post these in my stories, on my timeline. It just depends on what makes the most sense for me in that day. There's no right or wrong to that, Bethany. You can post one post a day. Some people like to do 3 posts a day. You can do whatever works best for you in your social media, but just kind of, this just gives you an idea. Okay, so now we're into Thursday, and I think about Thankful Thursday, right? Like Chastity has instilled these themes into my head since like day one. So Thankful Thursday, I'm talking about customer and sleep. I'm going to probably do a personal story of my sleep journey. because I'm thankful I said yes to the 3 steps, which gave me restful sleep, not even sleep gummies, right? The 3 steps changed my sleep habits completely. So I'm going to share that story. I'm probably going to go live. So I can put a live right there, sharing that part of it. Now, what information might I add here? This might go up into my stories, because if I'm doing a live, I don't want that to get overtaken by another post. So the information side might be, well, up above, I'm going to talk about the 3 steps, because in my video was the 3 steps. Up in my stories, I wanted to kind of plan. So I'm going to talk about 3 steps in my story. It's going to be sleep focused. My interaction, guess what? We've already talked about a bunch of sleep. Who would like a rest package? A trial pack, right? Like, this is where I'm going to try to get a trial pack into people's hands with an interaction in my stories. So I've talked about sleep, the importance of sleep. Who wants a sleep trial pack? And then this is going to be a yes, a no, right? Type thing. Guess what? Then I can ship those out Thursday and Friday. They get them by Monday. I have new people on trials. Now, we know the 3 steps give better rest. Sleep gives better rest. Rest gives better rest. So you can do a little package, right? And you can like customize it for them. Then Friday, well, it's Flex Friday, right? So personally, I like to do an inspire. I always like to do a quote to end the week. Personally, that's just me. Information. This is where I'm going to do a flex post, but I'm going to do why I choose DFT that day. And it's going to be for my rest. So that one might be recharge, right? Because recharge does help me get better sleep. So that's where I might show that, because I'm staying with my customer quote. And then Friday interaction might be, I don't know what I'll do for that yet. And then Saturday and Sunday, depending on who you are, what you like to do, I personally leave these pretty open, because that's when I have soccer, basketball, baseball, like we got all the things with the kids. So I'm just showing life, but I'm interacting in my story still about sleep, about customer, gaining new customers. So I might put a deal out. A lot of times Friday is a great time. That's what I'll do right here. Friday is a great time because people are getting paid, right? They've watched your whole week. Now they're getting paid. So Friday's interaction, I'm probably going to do a customer promo. And since I've talked about sleep and I've talked about all these things, I might personally put one out that is buy the 3 steps, get sleep gummies. So I might just send them sleep gummies for free, because I already know all these people. And guess what? All the people I've interacted with in my messenger, because of all the interaction I've done with, are they exhausted on Mondays? How many hours of sleep do they get? Do they look at their phone before bed? I'm already chatting with them in the messenger. So now I can go back to all of them and go, hey, did you see my promo I just launched? I know you struggle with your sleep. I'm doing an incredible deal where you actually get the new sleep gummies for free with your order. Does that sound like something you want to get started with today?
Hey, I got to jump in there. Did y'all hear how she just said, does that sound like something you want to get started with today? Like, she didn't just say, hey, I'm offering these for free. Let me know if you want to be a part of it.
It never worked for me. They never said yes. No, but if I say, is that something you'd like to get started with today? They're like, well, what is it about? They actually respond because it's like this urgency. I'm like, I said today, so they want to do it. Okay. Yes, and credits will be loaded on the 2nd, which is perfect time for a promo. Absolutely. I didn't even link that up, but that is a great, that's perfect. So then the promos are there. And then Saturday and Sunday, you can put in there and you can follow the same suit, right, of how we're flowing through the week. But as you can see, we're still talking to customers all week long. We're talking about better sleep. Do you think in 5 to 7 days of talking to that direct person that they might become aware of what you have to offer them? And then the next week, you can change the theme. You can change the theme to energy. You can change the theme to opportunity. So like you can talk to that opportunity, you know, you can talk about your theme maybe being no excuses and talk about your opportunity, right? We can have excuses for days, and then talk about the opportunity. And there's so many stories on the fan page and on our YouTube channel that are like, I waited and watched because I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I could do it. So your theme being no excuses and opportunity, sharing those stories, boom, it's a perfect strategy, right, for your whole week. So does anyone have any questions?
I do. Do you have other samples that you've written like that on your other ones that you've saved that you can like send in Thrive Stars or somewhere just for other ideas?
Yeah, I have some. Okay. Yeah, I'll put them in there tomorrow. But I think the biggest thing, guys, regardless, is start talking to that person and stick with it consistently for 5 to 7 days and really grab their attention. Because one post really isn't going to grab my attention. But if I see multiple things, I'm like, wait a minute, what is she talking about? And then I scroll and I'm like, oh my gosh, that seriously, I need this sleep. I don't know what you got. And when they see sleep gummies are only $30, they're going to jump on it because it's not going to break their bank. We'll start them somewhere. And then guess what? I just did this yesterday, actually. I had a new customer come on. She's like, I need those new sleep gummies. I'm like, sweet. She ordered the sleep gummies. I did not try to pressure her into anything more. But you know what I did? I sent her a 3-day trial pack of our 3 steps and just said, as a thank you gift, I want to send you a trial of the products that changed my life. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So I implement it either way. My goal is to get them on the 3 steps, but I don't care how they come in because we know. Oh, yes, I can put my file back up. All right. Any other questions? So
I have a question, Natasha.
Yeah. Hey, Courtney.
So do you change, like, can you change up like the people you're talking to? Like, I know you focus just on, like, I guess that's where I struggle because I feel like I have different people in my life.
So every now and then I'll change it up, but for the most part, mine is always talking to moms. I'm not always talking to a single mom or a married mom or a working mom or a work from home mom, but I know their struggles with rest and patience and stuff like that. Now, if you were talking more on the line of, you know, like nurses, doctor, right? There's different people in your world and they would be different. You would talk to each one of those differently. So for me, with looking at your kind of who you're looking at is, yeah, I would change it up. You're still in the health field. So maybe your umbrella, think about what your bigger umbrella could be and who are the people underneath that umbrella. And then know, like, as I'm talking to the doctors, I'm talking to the overworked nurses, or I'm talking to the nurses who are moms, right? So what are all your umbrellas you have? And then just choose one and just really be able to talk to that person. And a lot of times I see people every week or 2 weeks, they'll change up who they're talking to. But in the whole bigger picture, you're usually talking to the person who is always like the easiest to talk to for you because it's the most relatable story that you have. And so for yours is going to be healthcare and keeping your energy and focus and patience and all that.
Yeah, so I get that, but I feel like, you know, like when you look at your friends list and you have like a bunch of different friends, I would say maybe a fourth of them maybe a third are like healthcare workers, but then 2/3 are like all these other people.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just wondering that.
It just depends on, you can change it every week. I mean, it really doesn't matter. One thing that I do know is changing it too often, like going from this, like a mom to a CEO, or right, like that's totally like that, you start to create confusion. So what can be in the middle of that would be like a executive working mom, right? So you would still hit the higher demands, but you would still hit the mom end of things. So like when you look at it that way, like take your majority and your other majority and what kind of flows in the middle, and that's where you can stay or switch each one. Switch back and forth, but I would probably do it every 2 to 3 weeks. I wouldn't switch it too often. Any other questions?
Ain't no way. Well, we ain't getting no damn.
Hey,
help.
Natasha.
Yes.
I have it. I'm not-
Hey, that's how I feel about like with Courtney. Like, I'm in like the CNA life world. She's in the nurse world. So it's like, I kind of feel like you're stuck on like trying to talk to different people.
Yeah.
Like, how long do you like consistently stay with somebody?
So what I've read, and this isn't something I've tested, but what I've read is the test point is like 2 to 3 weeks. And then you'd be talking to that person. And if you're getting traction, don't stop talking to that person, right? Because there's a lot of people that are now seeing your stuff. If you're not gaining traction with that, you're not getting questions, you're not getting responses and results with new customers, new promoters, then switch it over and go, maybe you're more aware clientele, the people who are watching is not that group, it's the other group. All right. So the file will be in Thrive Stars, Amber's group. All right. So that was that helpful, Amber? Did you like that?
Yes, I did. But do you know why I said, can you send others like that? Because my brain is now going to be stuck on sleep.
I know. And that's why we do this every Sunday, because it's great. Like I literally 2 weeks ago, I said, who on here wants me to run through what they want to talk about? So we literally, Carrie stepped up. She's like, I want to talk to this person. I wanted this to be the theme. And we ran through hers. So it gave a completely different person and what we were talking about. So every single week, you guys are more than welcome to hop on. It's this Zoom link every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you'd like to continue to jump on, my team calls are always open to you guys. So just save this Zoom link and 8 p.m. on Sundays.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. We may send that in a text reminder. Thanks for the invite.
And then also you'll start seeing these text messages Amber's going to be sending, right? Number one, know that there are tons of trainings every single week through all of her entire organization, right? But what do you need? So Amber's we were kind of talking about it the other day. It's like, if you are looking for social media planning and ideas, jump on Natasha's 8 p.m. Sunday night. If you're looking for inspirational story from 0 to 200K, jump on Lisa Fuller's Tuesday noon, right? And there's so many other ones out there. But as you guys are thinking about what trainings you're getting on, get on the ones that you know that you need in this moment. That's going to help you move you forward, which every single one of them has golden nuggets, right? But we all know the more we get on, the less we do. And that's the bottom line. Like, because you get all this information and your brain is like, I don't know what I should do first. And you do nothing first. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. Thank you for being on. Amber, if you want to close us out.
I was writing down your ideas for making the list for our texting app. Okay, so Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Natasha, for allowing us to be a part of this. Super excited, and thanks for the continued invitation. Also, for those of you, and please spread the word to your team members, because we had almost 400 people, actually over 400 people sign up for the texting app. We had about 180 on here. So here's the deal. If you get another text that says, reply with your promoter name and number, please don't. It's okay. You don't have to. We're going to hopefully get that all figured out. I did turn it off and somehow it's still happening. So we'll just ignore it. Tell your people, ignore it. You will be getting a, my husband just texted me, did you download a motivational app for $20 a year? Yes, I did. Okay. So and you can use it too. Okay. So anyway, I am going to be, you should be getting tomorrow's first tips from the top text. If the second text is respond, don't, it's okay. So, all right. Okay. Bear with us in this beta testing. Super excited. Thanks for joining. Spread the word. People can still join that as well.